Tasty.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Very good day. Welcome to today in the House of Representatives. It is an Avalon program that highlights activities from up Capitol Hill, making Liberians to hear and know what the lawmakers are doing in the best interest of the country called Liberia. This program is on ELBC 99.9, several other frequencies across the country every Thursday. At about this time, 5 up to 6 o'clock is being relayed on the following radio stations. 87.7 Radio Farmington in Margibi County, the voice of hope in Plebo Southern District, Maryland County. It's being produced and presented by the Hustlers Press and Public Affairs Bureau. This program features reports from the Hustlers Committee meetings with in-depth interviews and analysis about the country's legislative process. Today is the third day of August, the 8th month of the year, 2023. My name is Robert Haynes. I'm the usual host of the program. I'm here along with Brookewood Yeager. Let's take feedbacks of our team. So when we come back, we'll give you those things lined up on the program to look at its premises to be intriguing. Invite someone to listen along with you. This is the Hustlers Radio program today in the House of Representatives. We're back shortly.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Welcome back, wherever you are. This is the program today in the House of Representatives, a radio program that highlights all the activities from up Capitol Hill, where your leaders are representing our dreams and aspirations. They're there enacting laws in the interests of this country called Liberia. Well, on the program today, we will be looking at the legislature of Liberia to pay last respect to fallen colleague Hans M. Baju. We'll look at the workings of this fallen statesman, and then we'll bring some of his debates up Capitol Hill and the kind of person who he used to be while we're still in the state of mourning. And then as to cut across, we'll also tell you when the funeral rites going to take place and so forth like that. Then ahead of the official pronouncement of political campaigning this Saturday by the National Elections Commission, House Speaker Dr. Buffer Chimo gives message of peace and tolerance as we go through the political campaigning process. Of course, you know, the House of Representatives has adjourned for the second quarter of the sixth section after an extension was being done to do the people's business. Those things are lined up here on the program to look at. Terry, welcome. How you doing?
Yes, it's good again that we're here, and I'd like to say good evening to all of you who are listening to us. Like you said, it's good to invite a friend to listen because it promises to be another fascinating presentation. There are a couple of things to talk about, and we're still mourning, like you rightly said.
Yes, definitely. We're mourning fallen lawmaker from Grand Bassa County, by the way, from your county and your district specifically.
Yes, fallen Representative Hans Bachut, former Deputy Speaker, came from Grand Bassa County, District 1.
Right. And he served in the 53rd legislature and also this 54th legislature. In the 53rd, elected in 2011, and then in 2012, there was the inauguration, and of course, before then there was election of speaker and deputy speaker. Then he got elected as deputy speaker of the 53rd legislature, where he served the people of Liberia, serving his district. He was a very good man, and he raised a couple of debates up Capitol Hill, one of which we're going to bring here. And his last debate up Capitol Hill, he was basically pushing for the delay in the county development funds being disbursed to Grand Bassa County, and he was quickly the indulgence of plenary to invite the Minister of Finance Development Planning to state reason why Grand Bassa County Development Funds disbursement has been delayed.
This polite lawmaker we're talking about, his passing, of course, he was one of those persons, and I think, like you rightly said, he served two speakers in the 53rd legislature.
Mhm.
Speaker Alex Tyler of Bombing County. He was the first speaker, of course, that he served as deputy speaker honor.
Mhm.
And following the ousting of the former speaker Alex Tyler, then of course Speaker Emmanuel Nukui of
Mhm.
My Gibby County came forth, and of course he also served as deputy speaker for the former speaker Emmanuel Nukui, and so he was one of those persons, a very kind-hearted man. Of course, he always wanted to ensure that the interest of the people was put forth than personal gains. Of course, I know sometimes to talk about his very concrete financial background. He was representing Grand Bassett County on the budget committee. You
Mhm.
know, he represented Bassett, and then a couple of things that when you talk about the envelope of the country, then he was interested and said,
Because prior to going to the legislature, he served a controller for planning ministry.
yes, and so he had that experience in the process, and so he brought forth the experience, the wealth of experience, and many of his colleagues, like the last time we had lawmakers eulogizing him,
Mm.
Representative Richard Nankwe Kun of Montserrat County said he was one of those presidents who inspired him. In fact, at that time, working, many of them saw him to be a role model, and so today, you know, Representative Kuhn comes from that financial background also.
Mm.
And so it tells you the kind of person he was. So he was always quiet, polite in his wordings to his peers.
Right. So during his tenure as deputy speaker, of course, by the way, when uh, when this fallen lawmakers pass the House of Representatives, as we speak, we're still mourning the former deputy speaker. The speaker extended heartfelt condolences on behalf of the entire legislature to the bereaved family for the irreparable loss sustained. And there was an raid of lawmakers who, led by the speaker, who went at the home of this fallen Grand Bassa County District 1 representative to sympathize with the bereaved family. You know that during his tenure as deputy speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Baju was widely recognized for his exceptional leadership and an impartial treatment toward others. And so he championed democracy, good governance, and the rule of law, ensuring that the voices of people were heard and their concerns being addressed.
Yes, he was not just a lawmaker who was stationed in Liberia. So he represented the legislature to,
ECOWAS.
yes, ECOWAS, and then you have him go to the IPU, of course, you know, and providing representation. And I think he had the experience because to have someone of his kind provide representation of the country, it tells you that he was just on top of his game. So he was not just stationed in Liberia to say he was always here and just talking and talking, but he had the opportunity by then to represent Liberia abroad to the other parliaments that Liberia is a member of. And so his workings cut across all spectrum of our society. So he was a lawmaker of Grand Bassa District 1. At the same time, working with his colleagues, he got elected as deputy speaker. He served other committees in fact before coming on to become the deputy speaker at that time. And he also had the opportunity to represent the country to the other parliaments. And so I think his workings actually cut across while he was alive.
Right. So, according to the family source, the family people did inform the House of Representatives that the fallen former deputy speaker, died on the 18th of July at the Europe Care Hospital here in Monrovia, following a protracted period illness. And like I said, in 2011, he was elected to the legislature and re-elected in 2017, and he served as deputy speaker from January 2012 to January 2018. And so he was also a member of the 54th legislature. So, on behalf of the entire legislature, the Speaker has since particularly expressed condolences to the bereaved family for the loss of this great son of Grandpastor Captain. But like we were saying here, guy, he had a kind of point to make just very recently, and that was his last debate he was part of. That was a kind of communication that emanated from Nima County District 5 representative, Honorable
Samuel Coker.
Samuel Coker. He was asking plenary against one of their colleagues for the investigation to be conducted. And so,
yes, particularly Representative Yeke Koloba had accused Representative Samuel Coker of some other issues that he think violated their rules. And so Representative Coker thought that it was important to use the rules of the House of Representatives. And so he complained Representative Yeke Koloba in the process. And so he was making, a point as part of the discussion.
Right, he was part of it. And so, and because District 8 Nima County Representative Honorable Larry Yankwe filed in a motion and wanted that the communication to be sent over to the House's leadership. So, being a doyen, someone who served 2 times, and being a senior member of the House, he has some point to make. To say, look, as part of our rules, it says that when one of our colleagues get involved or
is accused,
they should be turned over to the Committee on Rules, Order and Administration instead of just leadership. But in the decision, the motion has been filed by District Number 8 Nima County Representative Honorable Larry Yankwe was basically wanting that the communication go to leadership to investigate. So then came in the following statesman, Honorable Hans Patrick. So let's see if we can bring that debate. That was vividly his last interaction in section, and it was in October. And so let's have this.
Thank you, Mr. President. Having listened to an exhaustive, self-explanatory communication, high-ranking member of this august body, and Samuel S.G. Coker, which he outlined his grief over the action of one of our patriots, considering that his interest needs to be protected at all levels and at all times. I move, and if I can be seconded at this communication because of his gravity being received and forwarded to the leadership, so that his interest can be protected by giving due process to the gentleman that is also being accused, if I can be seconded. Thank you so much. I'm between both of them. Distinguished every colleague, having heard it being seconded, the motion that be turned over to the leadership for witness. Are you ready to vote? Yes. The very honorable Haja Fatah of Benue County.
Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, having listened to the communication of the judge read by the chief clerk, I will be ready to vote when the moment they accept this amendment, that the communication be turned over to the Committee and the committee would chair and rules and order. So the report to us in 1 week time. Are we ready to vote?
Considering the weight of this communication, I feel the proposed custody is about the most ideal, and therefore I reject humbly my veteran lawmaker.
That's all I want to vote. The Honorable Prince Basu. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Designing, fellow colleagues. This has a problem of rules. And those of you has clearly stated that complaints against the Honorable House will be forwarded to the Committee on Rules and Order. The leadership is not for the governing body, and therefore no complaint on this number should be sent to the administrator, to the leadership. And therefore, I think I will vote in our Yanko to put over the rules and the order of the weight. We refer this motion to the Committee on Rules and Order Administration. Thank you very much.
Mr. Veteran Deputy Speaker, former, retired. Considering that there have been numerous occasions where we are adjustment to our rule, and one of them is this particular issue about humbly, respectfully reject.
Well, yeah, can you listen to it there? So, by the way, Liberians, that's how it looks like in the plenary of the Honorable House of Representatives when decisions are about to be taken. Of course, it's going to be debated. So, you listen. Unfortunately, his point was rejected by the movement.
Yes, that's the beauty of legislative politicking. When you have a matter being discussed on the floor, you have equal participation of lawmakers. And of course, it is the decision of the movement at the time to either accept or reject whatever is the amendment that is coming forth. And so the Speaker, having recognized Nimbat County District 8 Representative Larry Yonkor, he proffered the motion. And of course, the Speaker tried the motion. And there were a couple of amendments, one coming forth from Representative Hajat Fatah Sayan of Bomin County for the investigation to be conducted in a period of 1 week, and said report will be given to plenary. That was also rejected by Representative Yonkor, who proffered the motion. And then we had the amendment coming forth from fallen Grand Bassett County District 1 Representative Hans Bachu. His point was that the
rules
committee, the Committee on Rules, Orders and Administration
should be the place.
obviously it should investigate the matter and report to plenary. But again, like Representative Yonkor said in the motion, to a certain extent, the rules, based on the gravity of the matter, because there are two lawmakers who are being discussed in this process. And so he thought that leadership being the leadership has the best brains and of course can handle this matter, and then you will find a remedy to the matter. So he thought that it was important to use the leadership to actually investigate or to calm the situation. And the order of the day was that leadership will actually intervene into the matter. And thanks to the Honorable Speaker, because this matter has been addressed, Representative Samuel Coker and Representative Yaka Koloba are
they
good friends.
right.
They are moving on. They are very kind in the process. Thanks to the leadership of the Honorable Speaker, Dr. Bufford Chambers, for the intervention. That's why the leadership, the road of the leadership, that's how it come into full swing.
Right. And so that's why the speaker is being referred to as the stabilizer
Yeah.
at the legislature. So, but that was vividly the last interaction, speaking, debating in an open section, having the Grand Bassa County falling Representative Hans Batchu, and then on the very day, it was the very day that he sent a communication quaving the indulgence of a plenary to have the Minister of Finance Development Planning invited in plenary to show costs why the social development funds of Grand Bassa County is been delayed. And what we'll do here is that was during the second day sitting of the third quarter of the fifth section. And by the way, it was in October of 2022. So let's see if we can grab on the communication from the falling representative as it was being read, to tell you that he was championing the cause for Grand Bassa. He representing the dreams and aspirations, and not just because he is the chairperson of the Legislative Caucus of Grand Bassa.
Yes, he was elected as the chairperson prior to his death.
Right. So let's get the communication, the last one for him, and then we see we can open the line shortly and go to the next phase of our conversation where we talk about peace.
Next communication from the chairman of the Bassa Legislative Caucus. Honorable Speaker, I present my compliments on behalf of the Grand Bassa Legislative Caucus. We should file a formal complaint against the Minister of Finance and his leadership for the blatant refusal to pay Grand Bassa County its legitimate social development funds. Mr. Speaker, in keeping with the NDA agreement between the government of Liberia and Islamita Liberia, Islamita is required to pay Grand Bassa County the sum of $1 million annually as social development fund. This amount is used for development projects and social services for the people of Grand Bassa County. As you may be aware, due to financial constraints of the government of Liberia, the GOL has been unable to undertake many development projects and social services in our county. The county therefore depends on the social development funds to undertake many needed developmental and social services for our people. Hence, the failure of the Ministry of Finance to release the funds to the county has placed the entire leadership of the county in great terror. I hasten to inform you, Mr. Speaker, that Islamita Liberia has donated this amount to the Ministry of Finance since June of this year. The Grand Bassa Legislative Caucus respectfully request to invite the Minister of Finance and his expenditure officials to explain to this body why the ministry has failed or refused to disburse the Special Development Fund to our county, especially when the budget year is about to last. Sincerely and respectfully, Honorable Hans and Batchu, Chairman, Grand Bassa Legislative Caucus. Mr. Speaker.
Well, that's the communication there from the fallen former Deputy Speaker, Hans Batchu.
Yes, so that communication was holistic because he wrote in his capacity as the chairman of the Grand Bassa Legislative Caucus. Mind you, the Grand Bassa Legislative Caucus comprises the 5 representatives and the 2 senators. Mm-hmm. So, of course, it has been a holistic conversation across the board from him, Representative Hans Batchu of District 1, Representative Mary Cowell of District 2, Representative Matthew Joe of District 3, Representative Vincent Willie of District 4, and Representative Thomas Alexander Goswai of District 5, inclusive of Senator Nyombli Kanka Lawrence and Senator Jonathan Kapi.
Right.
So, of course, they saw the need because, the ArcelorMittal agreement is all unique, that 3 counties are benefiting. Both that's Nima, Bonk, and Grand Bassa are benefiting from the Mittal Social Development Fund, so Corporate Social Development Fund. And so, under that arrangement, he said the budget year is in full swing. The company has given the money to the government. Of course, it is the finance ministry in possession of this money, but to have the money released to Grand Bassa County, for Grand Bassa to take a share of the money, of course, was a difficult point.
So basically, you see how he used to advocate for his people.
Yes.
So may peace be to his actions. Yeka, let's see if we can take our few calls, and then we'll go to the second segment of the program right here. Here are the numbers to join us. We are talking about fallen Representative Hans Bachu, Grand Bassa County Electoral District number 5. He represented there in the legislature. 08805140960 0770259660. Well, our condolences to the family and to the people of Grand Bassa County in totality, and the people of Electoral District number 1, Grand Bassa County. Let's take a few calls and come to the second segment of our show as we talk about this fallen statesman. Well, by the way, he was born in February of 1962, and he passed on the 18th of July 2023. 08805140960 0770259660. You can call us. You want to talk about this fallen lawmaker. You want to say some point about him, especially so as we are eulogizing him and bringing his last debate, his communication there in plenary. Yeah, God.
Yes, do we have a caller on the line? But of course, I think, yes, we're doing the utmost best of telling the public who Representative Hans Bachu was in the process. I know it's a side conversation for many others who are listening, but probably you knew him. What was his interaction with you in the process? Those of you who are even in Grand Bassa,
we spoke to some of the lawmakers. Some talk about why he served.
How did he impact the lives of some of the citizens in Grand Bassa?
Sure.
Talk about that, because I know for sure maybe he contributed to some scholarships or educational endeavors in his district.
08805140960. This person hit the line. Good evening.
Good evening, Rabbi Hans. Let me say good evening to you, Woba Yeza.
Good evening. Tell us your name, where you call from.
Thank you. My name is Joseph, and I joined the day school from Plebo, South of District, Maryland County.
Go ahead, from Plebo.
Thank you. For me, at this time, I would like to extend my deepest sympathy to the family of the fallen, legislative legend, who has created a kind of vacuum for his family, and I will also extend it to his district and the people of Grand Bassa as a whole.
Okay, my dear brother. Thanks a lot. Keep following the show, okay? 08805140960 0770259660 are the numbers to join us right here as we talk about falling Grand Bassa Electoral District 1 representative on the Hans Bachu. This person in the line. Hello? Hello, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Samuel Baba Joa from Bon County.
Go ahead from Bon County.
Yeah. Thank you for the show. It's very important that we get to know some of these people and how they're working. Now that he's not around. My sympathy to the Biwi family and Biwi as a whole and the people of Grand Bassa. I had an opportunity to be a friend to Savannah's very hard. He's gone. And I just like to explain my, the family and the debate that he will. And I hope that the rest of the lawmakers as a country that are in that country that keep doing it after we should because if you want to.
Okay, my brother, your alarm breaking through, but thanks a lot. Your points are being made. 08805140996. We'll take 1-2 more and then come to the second segment of our show right here to talk about peace ahead of these elections coming up and ahead of the announcement of campaigning opening. What's message coming up from the Honorable Legislature? 08805140996. Let's take on this person. Hello.
Welcome to the program. What is your name and where you are calling us from?
Yes, good evening. I'm TK Abonokoya, calling you from Grand City in Grand Crew County.
Go ahead from Grand Crew. That's the county with the highest number of cities.
Yeah, Grand Crew is okay. Grand Crew is okay. And I just have the cool weather this evening.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to extend firstly my condolence to Liberia because the fallen lawmaker represented Liberia and he has been a Liberian and he was a Liberian lawmaker. And I also want to extend my condolence to the people of Grand Diocese County whom he represented duly. And I've just followed the debate at plenary and he has been someone who have been advocating for the people, not for himself.
Right.
So we just actually regret the loss of such individual, such lawmakers for our country. And I pray that all other lawmakers in that seat right now should be able to learn from the foreign lawmaker advocacy and be able to advocate for Liberia, for Liberians, and for the world at large. Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot, my dear brother. Keep following the program. 08805140996. Another person on the line. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Well, it seemed the line bossing. Let's take another person on. The numbers are 08805140996. We'll take 2 more, and then we come for our second segment of the show right here. This person, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Let's hear you. Your line is very bad. Let's take another person on. Hello. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. 08805140996. We are talking about falling statesmen, Hans and Baju. Will contribute a lot to the Liberian people, both in his private life and the legislature. He served prior to going to the legislature. He served as Controller General for Planning Ministry, and that's what most of the other lawmakers were saying. Hello.
Not good for us. I think we're having some hitches along.
Yeah, so let's take on this person.
Let's talk to this caller. Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Sorry. But alternatively, you call 0770-259660, 08805140996. Those are the numbers to be a part of it right here. We just in a minute or two for now, we run to our second segment, but keep following up on the program right here today in the House of Representatives on ERBC. Several other frequencies. We're also live on the Voice of Hope in Plebo-Sodican District, Maryland County.
This caller, welcome. Not good for us.
Yeah, so
show we transition.
Right. so that was basically to talk about, and going forward, our next edition of the program, we are going to also talk about falling, give you all of the details surrounding his homegoing, when it starts and when it's going to end. Of course, you know, he's a statesman. He will be in state in the returner of the legislature. And so, and then the other protocol leading to that, we will on Thursday, we will be able to do that just right here and announce the protocols leading to the homegoing of this fallen son of Grand Bassa County, this fallen statesman, Mr. Honorable Hans Batchu. So, Yega, we're back here. Thanks a lot to the rest of the callers who called to express their condolences to the bereaved family and the people of Grand Bassa. Unfortunately, we didn't get people calling from Grand Bassa County.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're back here. The legislature of Liberia. You know, we have just ahead of the official pronouncement of the opening of campaigning activities on Saturday by the National Elections Commission. The Speaker of the House of Representatives has since now given a message of peace. And what is he saying? Let's be able to hear for him. Fair enough that during these processes, Liberians, let me say this, that in a couple of days, we are going to our nation, in the coming days and weeks, our nation, Liberia, will be engaged in a crucial democratic process where diverse ideas and visions will be presented to the Liberian people. And so, as head of the legislature, the Speaker thought to give a message of peace and tolerance. So let's get House Speaker Dr. Buffer Chambers here on his message of peace to the people of Liberia.
Well, thank you so much. We are very much pleased and honored to have this event to take place by October. We are thankful to our colleagues who have made this possible, because most of these things that have to do with the fall march of this country are supported by this august body. And the world must know that our people, this brand of legislators, they are intelligent, they are analytical, and they are clear thinking. And most of what come out of here are all based on rational judgments. So without them, our democracy perhaps may have had some gross erosion. So we are pleased that we have been able to work together and reach this level. I will urge everybody to sustain what we have, to maintain what we have, and act in the spirit of peace. Because with peace, we can achieve everything that we intend to do. I want to urge all of them that what we want to see, in Liberia can come from our actions. And what we have envisaged for a brighter Liberia, for a more productive Liberia, comes from elections. Elections being a foundation, being the foundation of all that we want to see happening. We pray that that spirit be manifested in all of our actions leading to elections. I want to also thank the people of Liberia for being supportive to this leadership, honor the stewardship of the popular shepherd, George Weah, who has been trying to move this country to Olympian heights. We are happy, we are grateful that these things are happening in living color and at this time. So to all of those persons, who are around, we pray that we all rally around this government to ensure that this government is retained, the leadership is retained, those persons supporting or supportive of the president's agenda also be maintained or retained. We know that there are challenges, but there are more gains than challenges, and there's no kind of assignment, there's no amount of task that you will carry out, no amount of gains without effort. So I think with what we are doing, the selfless nature of all of us who are trying to see this country become a brighter country, we pray that the good Lord will retain all of us in that direction. Also, I want for us to expand our own scope by what we're doing now to what we hope to see, that Africa should be transformed, and where we do, as enviable as they are, be emulated so Africa can solidify its grip on the aspect of global governance. We know that Liberia is profound of global prosperity. We know that Africa is also profound of global prosperity. We want the world to understand the nature of this interplay. Africa being the second largest, we think that let the whole spirit of the principles of humanity be applied. I'm happy to see the regular interventions of the World Bank and the IMF. They are good partners, but I also want them to, go through the pages as to why these institutions were established. They were established to rid countries of burdens, financial burdens, and other burdens, and to ensure that countries become better. I'm happy and grateful that they were able to transform many countries in the global north, many our Western partners, especially Europe, the European countries. The Bretton Woods, out of it came the IMF and the World Bank, and they were able to clear debts and reconstructed countries that were ravished by war. I would say free of charge. Africa, that has been the engine of production of global prosperity, has not been able to have the same benefit. Maybe we have not spoken about it, but it's about time that we all rally around and speak about it, because we know what happened. Even to the extent Africa, is not industrialized. We hope that our friends will join us to ensure that that which produces the raw material be able to have sustained value addition. I want to thank everybody in conclusion who have been able to make this country where it is. We know that the foundation now is laid solid. We want to solidify those gains made, and that the president be giving his second term, and it be on the first round. We hope that all of us here, legislators, be re-empowered to come and do the people's job. Because I think, analytically speaking, these are the best, some of the best claims of leaders in Liberia. And they have been people with practical actions and have worked super irregularly. Thank you very much.
Well, he's our Speaker Victor Bamford Chambers. He's the head of the Liberian legislature and the head of the pronouncement of political campaign activities by the National Elections Commission this coming Saturday. He thought that he got to speak to the nation on peace, on the issue of peace and tolerance. Of course, yes, we're going to be going through a very crucial process. There will be diversions of views. There will be different thoughts. And so, but we should not be able to retrogress our peace. And so he thought to basically give a message of peace.
And I think Liberians should wake up to this call, because the maintenance of peace of this country is dependent upon all of us. And this is a clear message, because, for sure that the members of the legislature, specifically the Honorable House of Representatives,
all of them are going for elections.
No, they have an oversight responsibility over the National Elections Commission. This time they're going to the electoral process. They are going, many of them are recontesting for their different positions. But of course,
so only 3 seats of a grab.
Yes, so of course you have the lawmakers who have the oversight responsibility over the National Elections Commission. They're saying we're going to be a player into this process, and we respect the peace of this country.
Right. Let's be tolerant.
Let's be tolerant. The issue of elections or politics is just the exchange of ideas.
Exactly.
And how do you sell your candidate, to others so that they see that person as the best choice for the representation within the legislature. But come to believe, to have people who think negative about the electoral process, this is why the speaker is saying, look, hey, let's be reminded of Article 1 of the Liberian Constitution.
Right.
The power is inherent in the people.
Right.
So the people are to make the decision this time around. The fact that the people must make the decision, then of course we all have to rally our support to maintain the peace of this country.
Right. So let's see if we can squeeze in a couple of calls as we close call it a day. You want to join us ahead of elections, ahead of the official pronouncement of political campaigning by NEC. The head of the legislature has basically called for peace and tolerance. Should be the order of the day. We will have people come with diverse views, but yet let them express, let them support, then talk about their candidate, and without all reverting to violence.
And the call for the states that whether you support this area or that area, when they have flyers up, do not go and tear them down. Don't do it. That's electoral violence. It's the promotion of electoral violence.
Right.
When you're into a gathering and the people who are along are not your supporters, just walk away.
Exactly.
Let the other people remain there. But if you have to remain there and you want to have an exchange,
confrontation
it's
come about,
it's going to cause chaos. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's open the line shortly. Talk to one or two callers. Yeah, 0880-514-096. 0770259660. This time we're talking peace now, peace and tolerance ahead of the official pronouncement of political campaigning.
Good evening, welcome. Good evening, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Chief.
Yes, let's hear your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Toron Diri. I've joined you from Banga, Bonkandi District 1.
Please have your seat.
Yeah, I just want to tell you thank you for all of the information that you have given. I think all you have just said is right. We pray that the election will be free and fair and there should be no violence. And for the ruling party, supporting Bangla from District 1. We'll be working very closely to make sure that the election is very free and fair and there will be no violence.
Okay, thank you ever so much. More of your calls. We have another caller on the line. Good evening, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Once again, I'm Samuel.
Someone
For District 3. I'm actually interested in the past.
Someone, can you change your location a bit? You're coming in distorted. Can you kindly change your location a bit? You're coming in distorted. Okay, let's hear you.
You can hear me?
Okay, please go ahead.
Baba Jua. I'm a contestant of District representative. As the speaker is saying what he's saying, especially we have to call for peace.
Well, sorry, you're breaking through, man.
Yeah,
you just change your location so we get you.
He's contesting the process and has
Hello?
the cause of.
Yeah, hello.
Let's hear you, please.
I'm Raf Tenuto calling from Maryland County, Tribus District 2.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you all for your hard work you're always doing. And to all Liberians, I mean, say, how be it, whether you for party S, you for party B, for party C, we all should come together, work with each other to promote the peace that we enjoy today. Thank you all.
Well, thanks a lot. Let's take another person on this line. Hello?
Hello? This is EFBC?
Yes, this is EFBC. Welcome to the program. What's your name? Where you call from?
Hello?
Welcome to the program. Tell us your name. Where you joining us from? Oh, sorry, we can't do this.
Let's talk to this caller. Good evening, welcome.
Good evening.
Let's hear you, please.
My name is Emmanuel D. Uropa. I'm joining you from the Brian Free City, Zulu, Joseph, District number 2, Mazara County.
That's great. Let's hear you.
Yeah, quickly, let me just say thank you for the top level discussion. And one thing I can tell we are doing, one day you're not seeing President, we all go on radio and take phone and call Mr. Zanakumi or either Mr. Jose Imam Baka. So we are going for the election, let's be peaceful. Why the people are not doing, we shouldn't be doing it. Like you said, all about the election to do is change your idea. What can we do? How can you serve your candidate? Let's do it the best way. Thank you very much for the show.
Thanks a lot, my dear brother. Let's take on this person joining us. Hello.
Hello?
Welcome to the program. Let's hear you. You gotta listen to the phone instead of the radio. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Hello?
Sorry, we can't do this, man. You're doing it for the second time now. You are not listening to the phone and not the radio. Once we put you through and you listen to the radio, there's some 3 seconds delay. You know, you can choose to listen to the phone. You will get us directly through the phone when we put you through. We'll take just one or two more and then we'll close up. 08805140096. We're talking peace and tolerance ahead of these pronouncement of political campaigning. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. What is your name and where you're calling us from?
Okay, I'm TK Abonoko here again, calling from Granville City, Grand Crew County.
Let's hear you, please.
Yeah, so I listened to the Honorable Speaker, Honorable Buffett Chimot, for the message of peace. And I want for all Liberians, all political parties across Liberia to be able to listen to that peace message well. And that all of us Liberians should be able to push that message as we will soon start the campaign period. In campaigning and, running for different political parties doesn't mean that we should fight. The good thing that we should all do should think about our country. This is the only land that we have, and we have to protect it. We have to build it. So now it is time that we have to bring up ideas, solutions to this country that will make all of us to enjoy it to the fullest and our children. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We'll call it a day now in terms of taking calls, and so we'll close up right here. Thanks a lot to all of you. So we have this Saturday, the Elections Commission will announce the official opening of campaign activities, and so the head of the legislature, Speaker Chambers, has called on Liberians to be peaceful as we go towards these processes. It's a very crucial democratic process, but it should be the exchange of ideas instead of us reverting to violence.
Yes, if you think that Kennedy B is qualified than Kennedy C, just support Kennedy C and forget about the other people. Don't tear down flyers. I know the NEC will talk about all the other issues, but again, the honorable speaker have said that the peace of this country is good because we have peace. We can send our children to school. We can go to the market and buy our food. We can travel from here to other parts of the country, and we live together freely. But if we have conflict, we will not move together freely. Let's protect this peace because it's our country.
As media persons, since in fact will come from the press and public affairs
the media
Bureau.
people.
Liberia, a country still recovering from the effects of a long and brutal civil war. It is at a crossroad as it approaches the 2023 elections. The media has a crucial role to play in ensuring a transparent and violent-free election process. So in the past, media outlets in Liberia have been accused of promoting bias and misleading reporting. So we pray that this time we'll be able to do fact-checking. We'll be able to do the best we can to see our nation, Liberia, moving forward.
Don't put yourself in a story.
That's all the time we have to be here on the program today. The next time we'll be here will be on Thursday, God's willing. Have yourself a blessed evening. Bye-bye.